Hello, I'm Marty Braden, and I'm finishing my day strong by recording my journal entry for today. As you know, it's playing a big part of my journey to alignment. At least I think it is. And that's because I'm learning more and more each day that when I get aligned with the things I want and how I want to show up each day, those things are actually showing up in my mind, and then they're coming into my life in magnificent ways. In fact, in some cases, they're showing up in ways that are far better than I thought would ever happen. For example, let me tell you about a goal my wife Kathleen and I had. I wanted this same goal for 2020, but the result of her thinking on this goal and doing what I call a thought download made this goal happen in a way I didn't think was possible. Like I said, both of us wanted to set some goals in our social life, including more time with our children. All of our children are married or living out on their own now. Whew. Let me tell you, that's fantastic. I'm just kidding. It's great. Anyway, we both thought it would be nice to spend more time with each one of them as couples, for those that are married. For years, Kathy and I have had a grandchild, over once at a time, one person at a time, when they were 7 years and older, to have a sleepover. They come about 3 p.m. on a Friday and stay the night, and we do lots of fun. We go to dinner, we play games, we go to a movie, we go shopping next morning after breakfast, and then we take them back home by 1 or 2 in the afternoon the next day, which is Saturdays usually. We have a spare room upstairs that had a single bed, and I'll talk why I say had in just a moment. It was big enough for these little children that come and sleep on them, but it wasn't for our adult children, especially not for a couple. Well, although we both had a goal to improve our social lives, this one was at the top of Kathleen's goal list. And so she came to me with the idea that had come to her as she told her subconscious mind to go out into the world of her thoughts and vibrational mind and come back with those ideas of how to accomplish this goal. I was a bit surprised when she said, "I've got it. I know how we can have our kids and their spouses come and stay with us happily. We can redo our room upstairs into a beautiful hotel-like room. We'll move everything out of the room, prep it, paint it, and then go and get everything new for it. We'll put in a nice big screen TV on the wall, and on the other wall we'll put a beautiful painting, a fun, beautiful painting. We'll get new curtains, new lamps, and fix the blinds. We'll also need to buy a new large queen-size bed to replace the small, ugly one that we have now. And we'll get a special platform bed frame for it, as well as 2 sets of new sheets and pillowcases to go on the 4 brand new pillows I want to get. Isn't that great?" And then she said, "And I know how we're going to pay for it, too." I said, "How?" And she said, "Well, I'll take $2,500 out of savings and get it all done immediately." And then she took a deep and quiet breath and said, "And I'm going to post the room up on Airbnb and start Airbnb-ing it out and let those guests help pay for it. And I'll put it up on Airbnb, and that guest money will bring it all back and recover it, and we'll even start to make a profit." Oh my goodness. I thought, what? Well, let me tell you what. I'm going to show you a picture. Let me get my phone out here, show you something that's just so great. Okay. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to hold this right to the phone. There's one picture of it right there. I'm going to keep going and showing you it. There's another one right there. There's that room right there. There's a fun little pillow. Let's go back here this one way. Oh, there it is. That's the one with the picture on the wall right there. That's a little fuzzy one. Here's a nice straight-on shot to it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little sunny, too bright. There we go. It's just beautiful, so fun. There's one that's kind of a fun one. Shows the picture on the wall and the lamp. Here's the bathroom that we exclusively let that Airbnb guest use and go into it. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you, it's now January 11th, and we have another guest staying with us until tomorrow morning. The fees we're getting from her staying in the room for the last 3 days will finish paying off that $2,500, and we'll even have some net profit left over that Kathleen's going to put into her Airbnb account that she set up for this little enterprise of hers. Isn't that crazy? She believed it was possible and acted on it, and before I knew it, I was helping her paint and buying the paint and putting up the bed. It was just amazing. Each step of the way were little thoughts in Kathleen's mind. She went out to Pinterest to get ideas to stimulate her mind as to how she wanted the room to look like. Before long, she had made up a list of things for us to do together so we could get the room ready as soon as possible and start renting it out. Each of these little pieces, Kathleen was a dynamo. The list to-dos manifested itself in short order once her mind was set and she got things, boom, that list came into the world of the physical. Right from the start, she attacked her vision of what she had for that room. She moved everything out of it and washed the walls and baseboards down. Each step was a piece of her dream manifesting itself into her world of the physical. She gave me a list of stuff to go buy, another piece here, another piece there. I got the paint and the brushes for her, the blue tape to go around the baseboards and certain strips on the wall so it's nice straight lines, painting. All of it. I brought the items home, and there they were, pieces of her dream. They each manifested themselves into the physical world of that ugly little empty bedroom. All pieces coming from her mind into the real world as soon as she started to get after it. And that result was a beautifully designed physical room. It's real. It's there. And people with 19 plus guests had come over the last 3 or 4 months. With the supplies ready to go, we got to work and we prepped the room, painted the doors and baseboards, painted the ceiling and walls to look like the room for her dream from she saw on Pinterest, all these different pieces. A clean, newly painted room. The room, the bottom line here is a beautiful room came through the portal of her mind, right into her world of the physical. It's incredible, isn't it? Then came the mattress, then the platform bed frame. Then came her son to hook up and mount on the wall the TV and plugged it in. He then programmed it. Each of these pieces of her dream coming into the world of the physical, right in that physical room, causing delight, certainly on her, and hope for a successful project. Her goal came true. Then came her request to me to go and pick up a small refrigerator to put in the closet for guests to have cold water to drink. Boom, done. Another piece of her vision, her dream of how she imagines it in her mind. Well, so you don't think I'm just fluffing you. Let me show you. I already showed you those pictures. I wanted to make you see that having this ugly little room in contrast to that, the beautiful room, it was all in her mind and a decision was made. And that's what happened. This is just one more example of many examples I could share with you of how the law of attraction and manifestation works. Those things I want to have happen, the goals I'm working on, even as I'm speaking to you right now, are all possible. Just look yours over. You too can achieve them. Because Kathleen aligned her conscious mind, her subconscious mind, and her vibrational mind. Her idea is no longer an idea sitting in her mind kicking around. It's already crossed the portal. For the last 3.5 months, it's been an Airbnb money-making machine. In fact, let me show you this. I don't know if I've got it. No, I don't think I printed it off. Anyhow, she won a little award, and it is just beautiful. It says, "You're a super host." She's had 100% listing, 100% no cancellations, a certain amount of money that she's made puts her up there to "You're a super host." It's just crazy. So to repeat, here's what I've learned and most certainly believe to be true. The universe never rewards lazy people without dreams. This dream I just shared with you didn't get here overnight. Both of us stepped far outside of our comfort zones. Mostly my wife did. We both did the work, of course, but Kathleen did most of the preparation, and then the vibrational mind out there in the universe took care of the rest. This is what I'm coming to understand as being aligned with my 3 minds. It's the combination of me doing my part and the 3 minds doing their part, or bringing ideas and thoughts into the mind when it's posed a question like Kathleen posed to her. The vibrational and subconscious minds went to work, and as we went to work together too, that idea came through the portal of the mind into the world of the physical, one piece at a time, one bed frame at a time, one pillowcase at a time, and it's here, physically, right back here in the other room. As you can see from my, I certainly learned that our thoughts are a powerful source of change. And they can also be a powerful source in bringing about failure and a lackluster life, I believe, if we're not careful to take control of those thoughts. This principle of thoughts and ideas coming through the portal of our minds and landing in the world of the physical, or like Croy says, manifesting into our world of the physical, is a law that I have decided to own. I'm making it my law, my own law, and I love it. Well, before I close this off, I want to answer the end of the day questions I'm trying to do every night to help prepare me for tomorrow. Number one question was, what didn't I do well or go well today? I'm going to answer this this way. In my last entry, I said I needed to be specific and start including those specific things I did to move my big goals forward well into the future, as well as any failures I might have today. That way I would be talking about real tasks, real dreams, real failures, and real successes. And the successes being something or some piece of success that I can identify and see them coming through the portal of my mind into the world of the physical, one piece at a time. Well, today was one of those days where a couple of my ideas or thoughts got stuck in my mind and stayed on my sheet of to-dos. And that's because I had difficulty with coming up with the right thoughts about them. That's important to talk about. Here's a couple of examples of the list of to-dos that I'm trying to work on. I took my big goals and I broke them down into small steps that I thought I could do. In other words, I thought they were possible, and therefore I believed I could do the things that would bring them about through the portal into my world of the physical. Like I mentioned in the earlier video journal entry, I'm once again listening to Croy's 3 audios that's helping me to formulate, or I should say flesh out my big goals and dreams in 4 areas of my life. The power within me, my amazing life, and my incredible transformation. Those are the 3 audios. I'm taking those notes and I'm trying to break each goal down into as tiny bite sizes as I possibly can. And those bites, I'm hoping are the right ones for bringing the big goals through the portal of my mind. I've started to write these steps down as items or tasks to go on my to-do list as they come into my mind. And so I'm hoping the daily tasks as they form in my mind will make it so I can do the work so they can work their way through the portal. In other words, I hope I get it right. For example, I'm going to show you 3 different pictures here. Here's the picture I had of my first goal. It's called a thinker, and it says, I want to study subjects like what are thoughts, what are ideas. Well, heck, don't you, this whole thing is that goal coming to fruition by clicking that email and starting this Croy program on the 1st of this year. It just took over. My goal was an intellectual goal. It's tied to the first area I set a goal for. Here's the picture I showed you that I found to visualize the goal. I think pictures help to stimulate the mind with 1,000 thoughts and ideas so that your creative or vibrational mind comes up with each specific step. And we already know what happened, like I said, with this first goal. My subconscious mind came back and woke me up that night. Anyhow, great things. As they work together to find support material, the vibrational mind and my subconscious mind, and bring that back to me, the thought came into my mind to click on that email and look at it and read it and watch it. It was Croy's email that I received in my inbox that New Year's Day morning. And this has been all about what are thoughts, what are ideas, and where do they come from, etc., and how they work, and how can I capture the power in them. I can't believe that has come just from writing that and finding that picture. Goal number 2 here is a fun one. I don't know if you can see that. That's all about losing weight. It said, I want to lose 75 pounds in 2020. Boy, I just hung myself there, didn't I? I want to buy a bike for myself so I can ride with my wife, Kathleen. She has a bike, but she's been saddened that I don't have a bike to go out and ride with her. I want to exercise on a daily basis. I said I want to. I didn't say I was going to, and so I got to change the words there, and I have started to change it, but I want to cut down my sugar carbohydrate intake. I want to take a walk with Kathleen often throughout 2020, and so on. That's an interesting thing. Can you believe it? This was a goal I wanted to try and take on. I didn't know how I would go after it, but I believed it was possible. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it and put it down on paper. But it's one that I have been procrastinating and have found very hard to get started on many times throughout my life. Of course, all those comments I just said are not circumstances. They're not facts. They're just thoughts I still have about it. And I know I have to change those thoughts to ones that serve me better. But think about it. I can see that my win the morning, win the day routine included really tiny bite-sized steps, which I really didn't see as exercises because they are so ridiculously easy things to do. For example, put my arms and swing it back and forth and that kind of thing. And I've been doing them for 11 days now. It's crazy. I'm also starting to do some simple exercises. I sit on the couch after my mindfulness step. That 15 minutes of thinking and journaling and that kind of thought process. I'm also getting on the floor now and doing other really simple short exercises like leg lifts on the side, on the other side, and then quick reaches to the front. And before I knew it, the 20 minutes is now flying by every morning. And I've actually been doing these dynamic exercises, I call them, steps, for 11 days now. Each day is getting a little bit easier to do and more exciting for me. I'm actually starting to do some exercises. Before I knew, I didn't even consciously say, I'm going to do 20 minutes exercise. I wanted to try and start, and I did. Now here's the third goal picture I used to visualize the goal I set last year. I don't know if you can see it. It's a picture of this TV show, Friends. And I'm going to read this here. It says, I want to do more socializing with friends. And I listed down the names. And I wrote down a few other things there. Like I mentioned already, I not only wanted to socialize with our children more this year, I wanted to do more socializing with friends and make good friends and any people that I meet that I kind of liked. And that's why I found this picture to help me visualize that goal. I even listed my names of people that I think I'm going to enjoy with Kathleen as we get to know them better. The daily tasks that I'm now going to add to my list of to-dos, there's the secret. This big goal, break it down to bites, these little to-dos that I can put in my daily work. So I can make this goal come through the portal of my mind as they sit out there and land into the world of the physical. Here's the list. List out who I want to spend more time with and write them down. I did. It came into the world of physical. Print off a calendar for the month and go over it with Kathleen so I can pick some days, we can pick some days and times that work for both of us for getting together and meeting these friends and spending time with them. I've not done that one yet, but it's on paper, so that's a bit through the portal in my mind to reality. Decide what we can give up in the way of activities we're doing so that we can make the time we need for socializing with these sweet folks. So we've got to pick some calendar days, and if there's some things I've been lazily doing like too much TV or this kind of cut back or cut a slice of that out so we have time to go visit. And lastly, call or talk to these folks and extend the invitations. So those last three I've got to do, and I'm putting them in my daily routine. Anyway, these are examples of the big, important goals I'm now trying to flesh out, breaking them down into pieces that I can put on my to-do list. The list of people is one piece. The printing off the calendar is another piece. Deciding what to give up is another piece. All of these I know I will be seeing coming through the portal of my mind into the physical world, my world of the physical, as these goals come to life, or as Croy says, as they manifest right before my eyes. Simple, tiny pieces that I can do today and each day going forward. Like I said, I know I need to pace myself, of course, and that's because these goals require work from me. And because each one has many steps or pieces, most of these bigger goals do, that need to be brought through the portal of my mind, I've got to put it on that daily list. But they're all possible, and I know I can tackle each little piece one day at a time. In other words, I'm eating these thought idea elephants one bite at a time. It's so cool. Once I get my list done and each piece comes through the portal of my mind, I'll share my to-do list with you, and hopefully I'll have the right steps so that this does happen and I don't fail. If I fail, I'll tell you about it. If it doesn't, I can certainly adjust my list just like you can. I have to tell you that I too am looking forward to seeing what they look like. And when I recognize them coming through from the other side of my mental portal, because I've been able to get all three of my minds aligned up right and showing up how I want to show up, I'll be able to touch them and congratulate myself for what I've done, as well as express my gratitude for them. And I'll share those successes with you too. Question 2, what went well, or what did I do well today? I think I pretty well answered that by sharing my examples. I am getting more and more aware of seeing attraction and manifestation happening right before my eyes. And that's really important because I'm getting more and more effective in seeing those evidences that these are true principles. And I am, in fact, achieving my goals. I just can't say I haven't achieved that yet. That's not how you say it. I'm achieving my goals, because I could rattle off different little steps that have come through and manifested right in the world of my physical world. And so my dreams are coming true, and every day I'm having successes. Question 3 is, did the things I get done today move my goals, or pieces of them at least, into the world of the physical? And what were those pieces? Well, absolutely, no questions about it. Even the little failures taught me lessons and are going to help me move my dreams forward. And lastly, what will I do better tomorrow? The one thing I think I can do better for tomorrow, which will be Sunday, is to recognize that I'm actually having fun with all of this. I can tend to become too serious and sober about things that I'm serious about and think are really important. But again, enjoying the journey needs to be one of my main objectives, or it would become a burden. And I certainly don't want that to happen. I want this to remain fun and exciting and hopeful and positive. And so I'm going to guard against being too serious and look to see the fun in the journey. There it is. I'll repeat it. I'm going to guard against being too serious and look to see the fun in the journey. There you go. Today was a good, productive day, and I look forward to what tomorrow's going to bring. Oh, it's going to be exciting. And I hope you learned something from me sharing here today as I try to be accountable to myself and recording this video entry. So until tomorrow, I wish you success. Bye.